Here are some red flags that I ignored in my relationships. My ex was clearly fucking lying about where he worked. And the reason I found this out is because obviously I looked him up on LinkedIn and he had a tiger on his LinkedIn. Like a tiger as his cover photo on his LinkedIn. Listen, I don't know much about corporate America, but I do know it's pretty fucking weird to have a tiger on your LinkedIn. Also said he did finance, which a lot of my friends do, and he said he worked at this one bank, but things were just like not adding up. I don't think it's a bank, I think it's like a company. Like he was clearly just fucking lying about his job, and I was like, like maybe the tiger is like means something to him, you know? There was nowhere on his LinkedIn that said that he worked at the place that he said he worked. A red flag. The second red flag, I should have ended the fucking like situation or whatever. We weren't even dating at the time when I found this out, but I didn't. This man lied to me about his age. And you would think he was lying about like 5 years, something drastic, you know, a reason to fucking lie about your age. This man said he was 30. He was 32. Who fucking lies about 2 years? After this, I was like, I'm ending things with this weird fuck. And all my friends were like, Livy, and all these bitches were gonna be like, oh my God, I did not say that. No, fuck you. I have the receipts, you guys. All my friends were like, Livy, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just relax. Like, it's okay. And I was like, what weird fuck lies about their age, you guys? Like, what weird fuck really does that? I understand why they did it because I don't date. And they were like, just give him a chance. And it's like, no, I should have never fucking done that. He did also send me 50 red roses for lying about his age. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck it is about roses, but it's something about it makes me be like, you're forgiven. I told him, I was like, if you lie to me again, I'll burn your fucking house down and you'll never hear from me. And guess what he did? Lied again. This time it was about him working. And the dumb fuck is so dumb because we worked together. He told me he couldn't hang out one Sunday because, he was working. I checked the schedule and it said he was off, and then I checked the tip sign-in sheet and he didn't sign it, and I lost my fucking mind. And when I confronted him about it, you wanna know what he did? Sent me 50 fucking roses. Another red flag was, this is embarrassing. I prank called him. Like, what the fuck? I'm literally a grown-ass woman. I prank called him and he like obviously didn't know it was me, but answered the phone and was like, hey baby. Thank you. Yeah, I just want them dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because right now with the heat.
Is that why they're there? Love my maintenance man. Go to part 2. Whatever, so my friends and I prank called him. And he answered and was like, hey baby. He did this like while I was texting him. And then I made my friends be like, who do you think this is? Like, who do you think this is? Never once did he say my name. Honestly, there's really nothing more humbling when you prank call your boyfriend and he says like another bitch's name. My one ex really wanted to like fuck his mom. Like, listen, I get having a close relationship with your mom, but the fact that we had to see her together every single weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was like a young kid in college and just wanted to get fucking drunk, I was like, relax. He just had to approve everything by his mom. And I was like, you're a grown-ass man. This is fucking embarrassing at this point. Like, leave mommy's nipple and live your own life. Like, I swear to God, I felt like I was in a throuple with him and his mom. Like, it didn't just feel like a relationship with him and I. Another one of my exes told me he wasn't emotionally ready to kiss me in public. No, because there's no worse feeling than that. At that point, I was like, I hope you're fucking cheating on me, because like I know it's not because I'm ugly. Like, I know it's not because I'm ugly. Like, just please, just fucking cheat on me then. Like, that's just a horrible thing to say. Like, nothing made me feel uglier than a man saying he's not emotionally ready to kiss me in public. Like, please be fucking 20 other bitches. Like, let that be the case. The fact that I even let that slide, like, was I dumb? I was dumb. I had to be fucking dumb. Also, this is just like such a side note. I think Snapchat is just like a red flag in general. Like, I feel like if you just start talking to someone and they're like, add me on Snap, it's like in 2023, that's a fucking huge red flag. Who the fuck uses Snapchat as a form of communication these days? Okay, like a lot of people, but not when you're trying to get to know somebody, like romantically. Like, fucking text me, bitch. These red flags were like criminally embarrassing to fucking admit that like I put up with that shit. But whatever, we win some, we lose some, clearly. But now I'm like hyper aware and I think everything's a red flag. And you know what? I'm fucking fine with that, because that's the last time I date a man with a tiger on his LinkedIn.
My wife is dead. The best Christmas gift I could have gotten. At the beginning of 2022, I caught my wife having an affair with one of her exes. Our marriage wasn't perfect. I was not the perfect husband, I will admit, but I did my best. I put effort into the entire 5 years we were together. I put my all into the relationship. Her, I could not say the same. I was forced to confront the reality of who she truly was shortly after I caught her. She illegally evicted me from our shared home, lied to the police to try and get me arrested, tried to get me fired from my job, and tried to turn all of my friends against me. Some of these succeeded while others did not. She made my life a living hell since the day I asked her for the divorce and has planted her heels into the ground over our separation to try and drain all of my finances and emotional strength from me. The only upside is that we have no kids for her to use as weapons, but I soon found out that her policy of strict birth control with me did not extend to her suitor as he got her pregnant 5 months ago. I thought maybe this would help speed along the divorce, but it only railed her in efforts to destroy me. On Christmas Eve, my wife and her suitor went to a party where both of them got drunk. I find this fact terrible as all of her friends knew she was pregnant as well. Her suitor drove them home, a mistake that would cost them both their lives. In the state I live in, our divorce is now considered to never have even started. I will be able to claim her life insurance policy for myself and move back into my home. Her parents called me up distraught yesterday, acting as if the last year had never happened and offered their full support to my funeral preparations for her. My confusion here was beyond belief, but the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to my wife. I told them if they want a funeral, it was coming out of their pockets. I will pay for her to be cremated and deliver her ashes to them in the cheapest urn offered if they desired. They called me horrible and tried to guilt me about her life insurance, but only after 4 minutes on the phone with them, I hung up and blocked every one of her family members. I'm going to be taking a few extra days off work to move back into my house over the next week. I've already made arrangements to have her stuff hauled off so my home will be an empty canvas to start my life anew. I don't know if there is a God or this was just karma, but I truly believe now that I have come out on the other side of the storm. Am I wrong for telling my parents that they ruined our New Year's celebration after they kicked my husband out over a joke? I've been married to my second husband, Mike, for 4 years now. He's a jokester and loves to crack jokes all the time. He especially likes to joke with my brother, Ethan, and his wife. Ethan used to be okay with it until he started complaining about Mike taking it too far with his jokes. Some context about Ethan. He and his wife couldn't have kids, so they adopted a boy, Joey, 2 years ago. Mike has been making silly, lighthearted jokes that involve Joey's bio parents as a way to mess with Ethan and his wife. Does anyone ever have to say that fertility is one thing that you don't joke about? Come on. I already talked to Mike and I tell you that he's 100% means no harm and he was just trying to get them to react. So fast forward to New Year's Eve, my parents hosted a big celebratory dinner and Ethan and his wife came. While we were eating dinner, Mike decided to tell a knock-knock joke to Ethan. He said, "Knock knock." Ethan laughed and said, "Who's there?" Mike replied, "Joey's bio parents." I'm not laughing because it was funny, I'm laughing because it was stupid. Oh my god, why would he say that? Like, that's not even funny, at all. Then he bursted out laughing. Silence took over and Ethan's facial expressions changed. His wife called Mike an idiot, to which Mike replied with, "Hey, relax, it was just a joke." An argument ensued and dinner was paused. My parents suddenly told Mike to leave, which I thought was too harsh. I tried to speak to them and get them to calm down, but Mom insisted that Mike leave. We left and Mike was complaining the whole time about how they overreacted. I called my mom later and she told me Mike was out of line with his hurtful joke about this touchy topic and told me I was wrong for defending him and saying he was just joking. She said he ruined New Year's for the family, but I told her it was her and Dad who ruined New Year's celebration for escalating the situation and kicking him out. I told her he could talk to them again, but they were the ones who ruined New Year's celebration. She called me delusional for this statement and hung up. Homegirl, you are delusional. You are delusional if you think this is your parents' fault. We haven't talked to them for days. I tried contacting Ethan, but no response. How many times do they have to tell you that it makes your brother uncomfortable with those jokes for you to get it through your thick head? The first time he meant it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what you get when they tell you don't cross a boundary and you cross a boundary. That's what happens. Good for the parents for sticking up for their son.
I'm with Assel for not letting my daughter move back home. My husband and I have 3 children together, 25, 16, and 13. Our oldest moved out 3 years ago with her boyfriend and got an apartment. They were together for 4 years, so it wasn't like she just ran off with some guy. We totally supported her decision as she's old enough to be working full-time. The issue is rent in her area is more than double the average income. Her landlord raised the rent by 40% in the span of 3 months and they could not afford to stay there anymore. The issue is they weren't exactly swimming in cash before that, so they don't have enough for first and last security within the market. Their plan was to move in with her boyfriend's parents for a few months while they figured stuff out and saved up. But they won't let her come with. They proposed an idea and she'd move back in with us and he'd stay with his parents. They'd both save up and be gone in 6 months tops. The issue is me and my husband don't feel like it's appropriate. She's an adult now and she needs to learn to take care of herself, not relying on handouts from her parents. She offered to pay rent, but we'd only do that if she agreed to pay the market average plus her share of utilities, which means she couldn't save up like she wanted to. Now she's been living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 6 other people, who she finds